She was on her laptop working and I was on my laptop working, and then the Wi-Fi went out real quick. And we were like, oh, and we're both kind of looking around, and I was like, did your Wi-Fi go out? She's like, yeah. Did your Wi-Fi go out? I was like, yeah. And for 5 minutes, we spoke to each other. Ended up, her and her husband and her family were looking to build their own house.
How can you create a successful loan business or be a successful loan officer, branch manager, or any type of position or role within the loan industry, right? Within the mortgage industry, right? How can you create that and prepare yourself for the next boom?
So it's a big question. There are a lot of tactics and strategies on how to get there. I think we do a really good job at it, right? We are 100% focused on how do we capitalize on our own networks. I'm a big proponent of build it off of the people you know, continue to market to the people you know, capture your referrals from the people you know. As you know, I really don't solicit business as hard as the LOs that work here, but in the same vein, I do not solicit realtors, right? I don't chase realtors. Now you do, and that's fine. These are two different strategies we use to, maximize what happens here.
Maximize the earning potential.
Yeah, so that's one of the biggest things is I don't do that. And I think in a down market, that is one of the primary ways that you can continue to see your business come to fruition is by removing your focus from who else is out there trying to get their own business and focusing on, hey, who do I know that knows what I do that will refer me to other people that they might know that are looking for business?
I always say that all the time. I'm such a big proponent of, man, if your family or everybody doesn't know what you're doing, what are you doing? Like you shouldn't be in it, I think that Marine Point, that's why I'm so big on social media. That's why my thing is very much on social media, which is why I implore everybody watching here, if you don't have a social media channel, you need to get one. You need to get on social media by any capacity. You don't have to start by posting videos, creating podcasts, or editing. You simply just gotta make a video like I did, Mortgage Mondays, right, on my camera, get your partner to film them, and then if they like you enough, they'll also edit them. Which was my case. But realistically speaking, on top of that, what the primary idea and what I gave from that was basically everybody that in my circle knows what I do. I think that from social media, just from that aspect and being labeled as, Mortgage Loan Joe on social media, on Instagram, and just kind of coming across that, right? Hey, what do you do? Oh, I help people find financing. I help realtors and clients and just general people secure the financing for their home and for their real estate needs, right? I think that being able to incorporate that in most of your conversations when you have with people, being able to grow that or just talk to people and understand that from their perspective is a completely big thing. And I see that a lot from you. I see a lot that you don't solicit business, but when you get into the rooms that you're supposed to be in, right, you get people to know what you do, whether you know them or you don't. And you're not soliciting business, you're not asking for business, you're simply having a conversation where you create the allure as to, hey, what is it that you do? And when you give it an interesting sense to it, right, I think it's the delivery of it. I think it's the way that you converse with that.
Yeah, I'm an extrovert, right? I am out
extrovert.
all the way. And I'll be in a supermarket and standing in line and just strike up a conversation with the person in front of me. I'll be at an industry event and talk to every stranger there, right? Even if it's just passing by, and then wave at them later like now I know them or something. And those conversations that spur from any of those interactions are ways to let somebody know this is what I do. A really good example, and I don't even know if I told you this story, man. I was up at the Audi dealership about a month and a half ago, and I was getting my car serviced, right? And I was sitting there, and there was a woman sitting 2 chairs over, and she was on her laptop working, and I was on my laptop working, and then the Wi-Fi went out real quick, and we were like, oh. And we're both kind of looking around, and I was like, did your Wi-Fi go out? She's like, yeah. Did your Wi-Fi go out? I was like, yeah. And for 5 minutes, we spoke to each other. Ended up, her and her husband and her family were looking to build their own house. So Ashley got her number, got her email address, spoke to her and her husband on the phone. And it was because I never let go of an opportunity to talk to whoever's around. And use that loan as a lead for somebody, but now it's a lead.
Yeah.
And somebody else is working that construction loan.